Hey, how's it going, everyone? I was asked by one of my viewers to react to a CBR article about Sakura, and, well, at this point, you should kind of know how that's going to turn out. Now, not all of my stream highlights will be about her, but if you guys enjoy this type of content where I do crash out on anime-related media, please let me know down in the comments. If you got any recommendations as to something that might get a reaction out of me, I'd like to know. Don't worry, I am working on the next video. It should come out sometime within the next week or two. No promises, though. There is a common misconception that Sakura is a useless character in the Naruto series. Oh, we're already starting off great. This came out in 2022, mind you. At first, this seems like a reasonable complaint. The Kunoichi herself laments her powerlessness in the story's earliest arcs. Okay, however, she gains a much more robust and unique identity as time lapses, conquering many limitations which have held her back in greatness. Sakura's ascension has been so magnificent that she can do many things that neither Naruto and Sasuke can do despite the godlike power they themselves have acquired. Through acknowledging her abilities, fans have appreciated her distinct gifts. Since Naruto's beginning, Sakura Haruto was viewed as the weakest link of Team 7, she still is, as well as one of the most useless characters in the series, she was. But though her power pales in comparison to her comrades, it still does. Sakura's developed incredibly, has developed incredibly since early days, nothing special, the other two have done it as well, proving she's capable of far more than most give her credit for. She only heals. With the story continuing in Boruto, she's only become stronger, so we've updated the list. Okay. Has earth-shattering strength that even outclasses her teammates? No, the fuck she does not. Throughout the series, Naruto and Sasuke overpower Sakura in just about every way, but when it comes to brute strength, she's got both of the boys beat, only because they don't infuse chakra into a single point in their fist and release it all at once. They've literally got more chakra than she does. There is no way I'm going to believe that a girl charging chakra in her forehead for a few years is more chakra than the entirety of the nine-tailed fox that gave more chakra to every person on the fucking Shinobi Alliance, 80,000 people, in addition to also having chakra from Ninja Jesus. No, that's just not true. After her time learning under Tsunade, gained an incredible amount of physical strength. It's not actual physical strength. She is just enhancing her bones and muscles for a moment with chakra. With just one punch, she can shake the ground and create a great chasm in the earth. That's not a great chasm. That is... She broke the ground beneath her. That is not a great chasm. Despite their godlike abilities, Sakura's teammates are always impressed by her amazing display of strength because she's just punching the ground and they don't want to get hit by that. That's really just it. Their physical bodies, for the most part, cannot take something this massive. Even something like this. Naruto characters, for the most part, do not actually punch this hard. War Arc Kakashi does not punch harder than Sakura, even though he's stronger than her. This is not that impressive by those means. The clash in the Valley of the End when Naruto and Sasuke were both out of chakra did more damage than Sakura ever did. That's what I'm saying! Oh, no, you know what? I'm not gonna crash out. I'm not gonna crash out. I'm not gonna crash out. But anyway, she became a tuning and... Who gives a shit? Who gives a shit? Who gives a... Despite being considered the weak one of the team, Sakura actually outranks Naruto and Sasuke. He left the village and the other guy never did a promotion exam, unless you count the anime. Unless you count the anime's shitty fucking promotion thing. And even then, Naruto's Hokage as a genin. Who gives a shit? Oh man. While the boys left the village and remained genin, Sakura was able to rise through the ranks of the rest of Konoha. Who gives a shit, man? What does that matter? Ranks? Who gives a shit about ranks? Okay, she became a Chunin, and are we gonna talk about how Kankuro and Temari became Jonin in the same exact amount of time? Are we gonna forget how Neji became a Jonin? Her becoming a Chunin at the age of fucking 15 or 14 or whatever the fuck is still less impressive than a child Kakashi who is, if you want to say he's weaker than this, It's not about fucking being strong. It's just about your fundamentals as a ninja, my guy. And even then, Naruto and Sasuke have fundamentals of ninja that are far beyond even fucking Jonin. Well, Sasuke's case, not Naruto. Naruto by the pain arc, Sasuke by the a reunion arc, but they have like the fucking capabilities of joning by those points, my guy. Who gives a shit? No one cares about Sakura being a chunin. The fact that you have to go out of your way to say, well, actually they're both still getting, so Sakura did better than them. Like, no, this is a meaningless point. I'm sorry, points irrelevant. This means nothing. This actually means nothing. Can use the chakra scalpel, a technique only few have mastered. And Naruto can do Rasengan, a technique that few have also mastered. And Shikamaru can use the shadow stitching jutsu. And I don't know, Choji can do the partial expansion jutsu. Who gives a shit? She went to become a medical ninja. Medical ninja do this shit. Chakra scalpel, cool. It's a technique first introduced by Kabuto, which the user creates a highly precise blade out of pure chakra. It takes a skill level beyond most ninja. Yeah, because you need to be a medical ninja. You need to be a doctor. And even the greatest medics aren't able to produce it. Most of the greatest quote-unquote medics only have like 2 names. There's only like 2 names, 3 names if you want to count this bitch, in the entire series that actually matter when it comes to medical ninjutsu. 4 if you want to count Shizune. Yeah, I know, who gives a shit? No, that doesn't matter. However, Sakura is one of the few people capable of using this rare technique. Okay, who gives a shit? She only uses it once. The fact that she has mastered such a high-level technique proves how incredible her chakra control skills are. Yeah, Naruto mastered the Rasengan. He mastered the Rasengan to an extent he created and added a nature transformation into it. Something that the 4th Hokage, who could not complete it in his lifetime, and Kakashi, her teacher and supervisor who obtained Jonin at an earlier age that she obtained Chunin, couldn't do either. No, shut up. This is a stupid point. I'm sorry. David Zimmerman, your points currently are terrible. As an adult, Sakura can balance work and being a parent. She's the head of a fucking hospital. You realize that the head of a hospital isn't usually the one taking care of people. And even then, at best, she's going in for like the worst cases. And even fucking then, she destroyed her own fucking house. Naruto and Sasuke may be far superior to Sakura on the battlefield, but she's proven her worth of it. Off it. When the trio is all grown up, she excels at parenthood. She destroyed her own fucking house. She actually one-shot her own fucking house. What do you mean she excels at parenthood? What fucking parent actually destroys their entire fucking place, puts their family, their daughter and themselves in a homeless position where when the husband shows up, when Sasuke shows up, they're all sitting on top of a fucking building because they have nowhere to sleep. Bro, they're literally sleeping at the hospital because this bitch broke the house because her daughter said, "What happened to dad?" No, I'm sorry. This is fucking stupid. This person has literally skimmed through Naruto. They have watched Naruto through TikTok. They literally looked up a video on TikTok about like why Sakura is better than you might think, and then literally brought up all the points that person used while losing every bit of context behind the decisions this dumb fucking individual makes. And I'm gonna be honest, I'm being very YouTube friendly right now because the words that I would be using here, oh my god, she is literally Sasuke's walking fleshlight. Oh my god, yes, she eats beans. Sakura absolutely eats beans. Effortlessly juggles motherhood while still working full-time as a ninja. Sorry, I'm really crashing out right now. I'm really seeing, because you know what it is? I expected this to be like, no. I'm sorry, this was effortlessly juggles when she couldn't even get her daughter to stop asking questions about dear old daddy, and for some reason decided to use the photo of Daddy Dearest when he was still working with a fucking criminal organization. I am... No, they're rage baiting, and this is about to be great content. I'm making a whole video out of this shit. Oh man, all this time she's more or less a single mother. Yeah, I wonder why, because her decisions are fucking stupid. Who the fuck thought it would have been a good fucking idea to marry the guy that was gonna leave the village and essentially make you a... Yo, nah, you married a guy that literally turned you into a single mother. He pumped and dumped when he said he was gonna restore the Uchiha clan. He wasn't fucking kidding. God, getting no help from the father along the way. Yeah, great choices of a spouse. Fan-fucking-tastic decisions. as a spouse. Marrying the guy. To be fair, the Akatsuki drip hits hard. It does drip hard, but I wouldn't have used that photo either way. Again, criminal times, my friend. All I'm saying is marrying the guy that decided to fucking kill you twice. It is absolutely fucking crazy. Also, her jeans are so bad, she created the first Uchiha to need wear glasses. Yeah, that shit was crazy. Sakura was on a journey with Sasuke for a bit. Yeah, crazy. Has blossomed into a strong, independent adult, and it's made her an amazing parent. I'm sorry, guys. Somebody raise your hand if you think that destroying your home and leaving both yourself and your child homeless out of your own physical actions as an adult, being able to control your emotions as a strong and independent adult, that caused you to become homeless. The consequences of your own actions as a strong and independent adult cause you to be homeless. Yeah, that makes her an amazing parent, sure. It perfectly aligns with my crash outs. That's crazy. Sakura is relative somewhat to Naruto and Sasuke when they all punched and speed blitzed Sakura because she mentioned that she was on their level and she knows Naruto. No. This is cap. This is cap. She was never on their level. She was never comparable to them. This is all cap. I don't agree with that in the slightest bit. She was never comparable to them. One of the most iconic final frames of Team 7's battle against Kaguya included Naruto and Sasuke and Sakura's combined efforts. From what is perceived, they did similar damage to the Otsutsuki. They weren't doing damage. They were sealing her, helping to bring about her second sealing and thereby saving the ninja world. However, Sakura was the only member of the three to have confronted the alien without Hagoromo's blessing. The sage had only imparted to his reincarnated descendants, since he knew they would need them for victory. Given her tenacity, despite an absence of enhancements, it belies Sakura's superhuman capacity. Here's why this is objectively, I mean this in the most honest sense. This is why I'm not a fucking Celestial Dragon's defender. What the fuck? This is why this is one of the most disingenuous points that any Sakura fan will ever bring up, and this is why I know for a fact they haven't actually read the story. 3 punching, that is relative. No, it's not. Let me explain why. And I can actually bring up the fucking manga chapters. I can actually bring up the manga chapters, and I'm gonna do that. 1 second. Because this is entirely disingenuous. For anyone to argue that Sakura is even remotely relative to these two, it's entirely disingenuous. I don't care how you look at it. You are being disingenuous. She did not do even remotely half of what these guys did. And landing one punch the entire time does not equate to her being relative to them. For starters, I boxed Sakura out, no diff. Technically didn't get Hagoromo's powers. Yeah, but Obito had 6 paths powers and he took some Obito already had 6 paths powers. What Hagoromo gave Naruto and Sasuke were 6 paths powers. Obito already had it. So, for starters, this is not a punch. This is not attack potency. This is not anything even remotely close to an actual attack. This is a sealing jutsu. By catching her in this jutsu, they are sealing Kaguya. This does not deal damage. This does not hurt Kaguya. This is them sealing her away. Let's make that clear. No, she does not have similar attack potency to them. That is disingenuous. Number 2. Right here, Naruto and Sasuke are trying to come after her. They're dashing towards her the best way they can. Look at Kaguya the entire time. So both of them were Asura's reincarnates after all. They switched back then. Then the right one is the real deal. She attacks Naruto. Kamui. Sasuke shifts. Not good. I'll go to the ice world. No. Ninja's reincarnation possesses the Amaterasu, so that would be no good. She flies up. Don't forget about me. She's not even perceiving her. Look, Kaguya didn't even perceive her when she strikes her from above. Exactly. Kaguya did not perceive her. You know what we call that, my friend? Getting caught off guard. Do you know what getting caught off guard actually is? It means you did not know somebody was coming. Sakura says it herself. Don't forget about me. We're both women, so don't mock me. That means the entire time. Look at the entirety of this fucking fight, dude. Look at it from the moment Kaguya spawned. Look at it from the moment Kaguya spawned. She never once paid attention to Sakura. You cannot argue that Sakura was ever even remotely relative to Naruto and Sasuke because her best feat is an off-guard moment for a feat that she cannot even move faster. As a matter of fact, let me bring this up even a little bit better. You see how the perfect Susanoo is deactivating? That means Sakura is falling off at normal gravity rate. If we're assuming that the gravity in this planet is similar to that of Earth, nothing implies that it isn't, and they seem to be moving just fine, unlike the gravity dimension, Sakura isn't even moving fast. She is just falling. Kaguya did not see her coming because she is so focused on the two guys that can seal her and the guy that can literally warp her away. Yeah, no. For you to actually believe that Sakura is relative, not to mention, we know this for a fact, Naruto gets stabbed by sword. Off-guard moments are constantly happening in Naruto. Your speed doesn't matter. If you get caught off guard, speed, durability, power, attack, none of that shit matters. It's all irrelevant. It's all fucking irrelevant. If you get caught off guard, it's all irrelevant. Right here. I got you right here. Here's another example. Getting caught off guard. There we go. Getting caught off guard, getting caught off guard, getting caught off guard. Naruto's got Sage 6 Paths mode on right now. He's got the ability to sense all things in the universe. Black Zetsu is all about Jura negation, though. That's not the thing. No. That's not Jura negation, my guy. You're just coping. But anyway, you can continue to believe that. I'm not having this discussion. We're not going to see eye to eye. I am not gonna have this discussion. There is, under no facet of logic are you gonna convince me that this bitch actually hurt Kaguya if she were actually paying attention to her. Not happening. Perhaps Sakura's most well-known ability is about her gift to healing others. Yeah, okay, Naruto can do the same thing, it doesn't matter. I'm not even gonna read that. Can settle a rivalry in a peaceful manner. This is how I know this person hasn't this is how I know this person hasn't actually watched Naruto. This is how I absolutely know for a fact that this individual has never actually read Naruto, because if you read Naruto, again, context of the story, you would know that your petty rivalry where you lost your best friend because you both liked the same guy, one of the easiest things to make up for is not the same as two guys who are, by fate itself, by ninja, alien, wizard magic, tied together by fate. You cannot compare some girl's dog shit, stupid ass, meaningless ass, petty rivalry over a cute guy even remotely be compared to the cycle of hatred that was started at the very apex of the series. No, this is a stupid point. I'm not even gonna read this. Actually, I'm gonna read it. Naruto and Sasuke weren't the only two ninjas at each other's throats. Sakura had her own rivalry with no one cares about that irrelevant thing. One which had exacerbated after she had been placed on the same team with her mutual interest in the roguish Uchiha. However, even if it appeared as if Sakura would win his affection, neither girl had held any resentment after one another. This was one conflict settled much more gracefully than their peers, which had several hundreds of episodes of grudge match, culminating with Sasuke's maddened proclamation to enslave the entire planet. Dog shit fucking stupid. What a stupid fucking point. What a stupid fucking point that completely lacks. Was using Obito's body. Tough. Okay. What are you talking about? Naruto and DMS Kakashi were the only ones who could do something. Sasuke was one shot 2 times, so there is no way they are equal. Listen, man, that's not a conversation. That's not the topic of conversation. Whether or not Naruto and Sasuke are equal, I don't care. That's not a conversation right now I even remotely care about. Also, real quick, prior to this, we gotta go back a little bit. Let me go back. Yeah, Obito also just straight up stabbed Madara. Madara, they do not have the craziest They do not have the craziest durability. I'm not gonna lie to you. Madara just honestly just doesn't have the craziest durability. He's not even stabbing him with the Zetsu arm. He's just stabbing him with the other Zetsu arm. Whatever, I don't care. Anyway, she can break out of a mind control. All I'm saying is, they could just have dog shit durability. It's very consistent. It keeps happening. I'm just saying, it's very consistent and it keeps happening. Every time they're caught off guard, a hand goes through somebody. They're not that tough. They're really not that tough. If you think they're tough like at planetary levels when they're on guard, that's fine. Their bodies are not that tough. Sakura fans, she's Kage level, that should be good enough. Stop coping. She's never caught up to Naruto and Sasuke. Get over. Also, thanks for making half my shift entertaining. I got you. What if Orihime and Sakura switched places in support types? Sakura would be useless. Orihime would be absolutely insane. Sakura can't grow back a person's limbs. Orihime can. I am not kidding when I say Orihime could quite literally reject every single piece of damage. He tanked Might Guy's point. Again, on guard. Again. On guard. On guard. Off guard. Once again, argue about his durability when it's on guard. When it's off guard, they are dog shit fucking weak. I'm not even gonna argue that. It's very consistent. You see it a lot, and I've already shown 4 fucking examples. I'm not going into this. Sakura can break out of mind transfer jutsu with only willpower. During her battle, who gives a shit and who the fuck clearly? Bruh. Brethren. Friends. Guys, did you guys know that Sakura's willpower is so powerful? Sakura has so much crazy willpower that she could break out of this genjutsu through raw willpower. It wasn't even genjutsu, it was a fucking mind transfer jutsu. We're talking about a tuning exam fucking Ino ass jutsu versus Sasuke later on. Like, yeah, no shit, Ino's not the strongest character. Broke it too. And there was Obito broke it too, and it was from an entire clan. Yeah. It's not like Goku off guard, he is bullet level. Yeah, I don't care if Goku is bullet level when he's off guard. I don't care if he's only laser level when he's off guard. If I'm talking about Goku on guard against an opponent, yeah, no, Goku's a fucking monster. But if he gets caught off guard, yeah, shit happens. It's fine. However, Sakura was able to break out of the spell using sheer determination. This demonstrates fortitude unlike anything Sasuke or Naruto have ever shown, as they require the Sharingan or Kurama respectively to navigate their opponent's treacherous attacks. Though she may be ultimately tied during her match in the tuning exams, Sakura had proven herself in a way few other shinobis were capable of. Genjutsu. You really do make me sick. Watch her as she falls crying like the pathetic little bitch she is. Anyway, let's keep going. Can detect a white Zetsu. So can Naruto. What's your point? Naruto, this is how I know. Yo. 15 things Sakura, what was this thing titled? 15 things Sakura can do that Naruto and Sasuke cannot. Let me see if I'm coping. Let me see if I'm the one who's coping. Maybe because I'm a Sakura hater, you know, Sakura haters, we don't know what the fuck we're talking about. Sakura haters, we're obviously all just being fallacious. Everything she's done, the strength that she's obtained, it's all been earned. She doesn't have any special powers or anything like that. So obviously I'm the one who's wrong, right? Because Sakura is the only one that's able to detect the white Zetsu clones, right? Yeah, no, she's the only one. Neither Naruto nor B are capable of doing such a thing, right? Let me just, oh, look at that. 2 of them. You okay, Sakura? Bad news. Let's take down all the transformed ones. Finally got here. I'm here. I can find all the enemies for you. Look at that. Crazy. Absolutely insane. You're late. Finally caught up with. I don't know. Maybe. Just maybe I'm coping, though. Just maybe I'm biased. Maybe I'm just biased, guys. Maybe I'm just not seeing things because my blind hatred for this dumb bitch is preventing me from seeing the good sides of her. You know what I mean? I don't know. Anyway, so this person clearly lied. Besides being fallacious, ignoring context for the entire story and just writing up an article to be paid that ultimately just goes to show that they didn't actually pay attention to any of the actual plot points in Naruto. No, yeah, this person just read, let me see. The White Zetsu was fantastic infiltrators since they could copy the presence and mannerisms of anyone they chose. It made their espionage particularly deadly since it challenged the Five Nations' already tenuous alliance. Though neither Naruto or Sasuke had any affinity to detect and strike them out, Sakura could outwit them, thereby saving the patients under her charge. So Naruto was just lying. Yeah, so Naruto was just lying, guys. I didn't know Naruto was lying. I didn't know that he was just trying to, like, make himself sound cool in front of everybody, right? Like, yo, you know what's crazy? If Naruto wasn't lying, if Naruto was lying, then this right here would have been a very fucked up moment because he might have just have killed 2 individuals that he just took a chance on. I don't know, man. I don't know. I don't know. It's crazy. It's crazy. What did he say? I'm here to fight for the defensive formation. Anyway, repay. I can see it in your eyes. Don't keep beating yourself up. You're strong. Yeah. Reinforcers are coming underway. Quality. Yeah. He's basically telling them, if Naruto it appears Naruto has reached all the battlefields, has sealed away. They merged the company to sniff out all the enemies they're advancing. Oh, look at Naruto just pointing them out. Look at Naruto literally snitching out all of the fucking Zetsu. This company is also being dominated on the field. Has climbed the medical units and prize. Yeah, it worked. The battlefield has turned overwhelmingly in our favor. Yeah, like crazy. Eon, is Sakura that gives the intel for Zetsu. Yeah, Naruto lies because he's a ninja and they live in a world of deception. That's what I'm saying, man. Naruto's just lying. He's just pointing out at random dudes. He's pointing out at random dudes and he just so happens to get them right. He's like the luckiest motherfucker in the whole series. I mean, he has to be, right? He survived the 9 tails when he was a fucking child. He had it sealed within his belly. Naruto didn't have to work for anything. It's all just luck and the 9 tails. And Sakura deserves to be treated even better than everybody else because she's this kind, compassionate, wonderful parent who never did anything wrong and absolutely does everything better than Naruto and Sasuke. Yeah. She can control her emotions better than her comrades. Oh man, that's good stuff. That's good stuff. That's absolutely wonderful stuff here, man. That's absolutely wonderful stuff. Look at her. Look at her as she's the one who breaks down crying. I know there's nothing I can do, even though I love you. Ew, you disgust me, you dumb bitch. Even though I care about you so much, blah, 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 blah. Look at her as she breaks down crying in front of Naruto, Sasuke, and Kakashi. The only one allowing herself to actually get emotional during this moment. And then, boom. Ooh, I love it. Ooh, shut the fuck up. You dumb bitch. Alright, what else we got here? I'm not even gonna read that. That doesn't even deserve to be read. Sakura created a life-saving anti-venom. Okay, you know what's crazy? You know what's crazy that I told my friends? You take Sakura out for most of Naruto. You remove the character. Swap her out with quite literally anyone else. Any other medical ninja. Any, and I do mean anyone else. Most of the story does not change. Anyone else that can at least fulfill a specific role, nothing else changes. You put Rock Lee in her place against Sasori, they still walk out of that. You put, I don't know, Ino in her place instead to save Kankuro. Guess what? If Kankuro dies, no one gives a shit. For the 5 Kankuro fans out there, that say that he's your favorite character and that Sakura saving them was like the biggest saving grace for you, otherwise you would have stopped reading the series. I'm gonna be honest with you, this story definitely doesn't change if he dies. Oh, she saved him. Okay, and what does that do for the story? Kankuro being alive changes nothing. A couple more people die against Sasori. Fantastic. Great. Naruto still shows up and kills all of them. Sakura was so emotionally intelligent, she gave Naruto a panic attack. Type shit. When Sasori and his nefarious puppets poisoned Kankuro, the Akatsuki member was confident that his foe would not survive. After all, the antidote had not been invented yet, and it would only have taken several days for the venom to kill its target. I'm just saying, if the venom takes that long to kill your target, it might be a little bit ass. Me personally, I would have made poison that killed my opponent, venom that would have killed him in hours. But I don't know. Not only was Sakura able to arrive at her ally's bedside in time, she also concocted a perfect remedy to restore his health. Placed the same situation, Naruto and Sasuke would both be powerless in. Nah, because if Naruto just had them godlike powers, he would have just touched Kankuro's tummy and he would have felt better. Naruto literally would have just ripped that shit right out of him. Sakura can still talk to their parents. All right, go fuck yourself. Actually, yo, whoever wrote this, go fuck yourself. I hope somebody breaks into your house and pours hot oil down your pipes. I hope nothing bad happens to you physically, emotionally. I just hope somebody named Sewer Destroyer actually pours a metric fuck ton of hot oil down your pipes and you have to pay for that shit. Fuck you for this comment. She can still talk to her parents. That's so fucked. That is actually so fucked. That wasn't even funny. That's not even witty. Like, this person is actually just trolling. What about the moment where Sakura cut her hair and sacrificed her beauty? That's a heavy willpower moment, even more emotionally strong as Naruto and Sasuke. Yeah, no. I totally felt it from that moment. I totally remember reading that when I did my initial read-through of Naruto. That shit was so crazy. No. Sakura, here's the thing. Sakura is Kishimoto's fault as a writer. It is entirely on Kishimoto's fault as a writer. When he said he couldn't write women, I don't necessarily believe that because I think that what their faces. Tsunade and Kushina were good examples of female characters for Kishimoto. Maybe Kushina took too much of like the motherly role, but Kushina also seemed like a very caring and loving person, and she does give me a lot of the idea. I do feel like I am looking at Naruto's mother when I do see her, and I love that about Kushina. Sakura's case, in Tsunade's case, she gives me the idea of like this very strong woman. I do feel like Tsunade is a very mentally strong woman in a field where someone like Madara Uchiha, who hits her with very misogynistic claims, she is able to supersede all of that and consistently prove him wrong until he just, slashes to mountaintops. Sakura, in the other case, she is the worst example. She is the best example of what not to do when writing a female or even a male lead within the context, not a lead, but one of the main cast members of your series. Even if you want to give the character a bit of a damsel in distress situation, you go with a character like, you can go with like, let's say a character like Noelle Silva, where the character already displays a ton of potential. It's not just the character saying it. There is a clear view of a ton of potential within this character, but, however, she cannot control her abilities just yet. The power is there, the finesse isn't. That is why Noelle, in many ways, is a better version of Sakura. Even if she's not a healer, she does not need to be a healer, but in terms of a main female lead, she takes the somewhat useless aspect of the early portions of the story, and then they write it in such a way where later on, you can be like, this is a satisfactory conclusion. Let me see what this motherfucker wrote. Sakura can still talk to her parents. Sakura has a relatively firm relationship with her parents despite being rarely seen in the series. Her stable upbringing helps to balance her as an individual and renders her relatively normal when juxtaposed to her friends in Team 7. Conversely, Sasuke's parents were butchered before his very eyes, and Naruto's family was lost to Obito's machinations shortly after he was born. Both young men were drastically shaped, for better or worse, through their childhood's volatile circumstances. Sakura's relationship with her parents may not be exceptional. Nonetheless, it's a feat neither of her teammates can match. Yeah, you can actually go fuck yourself. I actually hope you get a gallon of scalding hot oil poured down every single drain and pipe in your home. my guy. The writer of this, I hope that happens, man. Fuck you. This is terrible. This was absolutely terrible. Let me say this. As a matter of fact, let me open that back up real quick. Let me just say this to end off this little crash out of minds. Let me just say this. All of the mistakes that I saw when writing Naruto, and when I get to the later portions of the story, where like, I'll just put it like this, right? Well, not the later portion of the story. Let me rephrase that. Whenever I get to the like early mid points of the story, where like Sakura's back in the early like Shippuden arcs, let's say up until Four Tails, I felt like, okay, when I remember watching this when I was like 11 or 12, and I'm like, dude, I like the fact that Sakura, maybe she took the whole Tsunade stance. That's fine. We have something to work off of. How dare Naruto let his parents die while he was in our world? That's what I'm saying, man. This guy, how dare Sasuke allow Itachi to get away with killing all of his parents right then and there? I would have personally murked him right then and there, even as a 7-year-old. I had not watched the new Superman movie, unfortunately. I was interested in where Anko was going in early Naruto with her connection to Orochimaru, but was so pissed what he did with the girl later on was done dirty. Yeah, 100%. So, with early Sakura, the thing is that, like, in early Shippuden, you could see that, like, okay, you know, she's putting on the gloves, she's dealing these super strength punches that Tsunade is able to employ. It's like, okay, we have a basis to work off of. And I like that. I like the idea that Sakura not only has both potent attack capabilities, she's now able to evade her opponents efficiently. She's not someone who just stands there with a kunai and hopes to, you know, if somebody comes at me, I'll jam this kunai in their neck or some shit. No, that I liked the idea that Sakura now had an actual move set, that she actually had a toolkit to employ, that she wasn't just a brawler either, that she was someone who could also be a medical ninja for the team, and that's something that not every team has, right? Yeah, most teams don't necessarily have somebody to perform medical ninjutsu, right? Some may have some support roles like C with genjutsu and sensory capabilities, like Ino as well with sensory capabilities, but she also has medical ninjutsu, right? There are different balances to having a support third when it comes to these squads, right? But anyway, I thought that Sakura was, from that turning point, Sakura was finally going to be a character that, like, I could like, because, I want to be honest with you, she always felt underwhelming. I didn't hate her, but I didn't exactly like her. As a matter of fact, fun fact, I hated Sasuke because he went evil, at least I thought he went evil, because he turned to go with Orochimaru at the end of part 1. I really thought, like, yo, Sasuke's a bitch, Sasuke's a piece of shit, how dare he go work with Orochimaru, I hate him. I had no negative real emotions towards Sakura. I just thought, oh, she's back, she's cool, hey, I love that for her. But there are decisions that Kishimoto has made with this character, like well, for one, she doesn't really do much. She doesn't really do much from, like, any point after the Kazekage retrieval arc. The fuck does she do? She's still part of Team 7. She's still, like, you know, heals Naruto. She, when his whole skin was gone. That would have happened anyway. I'm gonna promise you guys, that would have happened anyway. He has Nine Tails chakra. That would have happened either way, but, she would have felt better. I don't know. I've already gone through this stuff a lot. Nami didn't do much either, but okay, they literally cannot get to any island without Nami. They literally would have died in Whole Cake Island without Nami and Jinbei. Nami's consistent, they would have literally have lost in Skypiea without Nami riding Luffy up to NL. If you're going to be disingenuous, at least try, or at least if you're going to try to defend Sakura, at least try to get your facts straight. And this is the problem with every single Sakura point. She has a close stint of time where she is truly a decent character. That is the first 3 arcs of Shippuden. Kazekage retrieval, Sasuke Tenchi bridge type shit, and maybe you can argue against the Akatsuki when she was making the food pills or whatever. After that, she does nothing. Oh, she took out a giant centipede. Cool, whatever. No one cares. No one cares if she took out one giant centipede out of an entire fucking assault on the Leaf. The Leaf still got fucked up. She didn't do anything. People still died. It was Nagato who revived all those people. When she finally reached When we finally got to the Land of Iron, her character was assassinated. She is a fucking bitch. She doesn't do anything, and she thinks too highly of herself for the things that she has done. She never matched. She never caught up with Naruto and Sasuke. She was never on the same plane as them. It was that was never the case. And she stopped being useful as soon as Naruto, her role on the team was dead as soon as Naruto gained KCM2 plus when he gave everybody else KCM chakra, because that meant they would heal and they would get a stat amp. Her entire inclusion in the story beyond a very few specific points and times is meaningless. Sakura could be removed from 80% of the story and absolutely nothing changes. That is the hallmark of a terrible character. Her existence really does not mean anything. Sakura is literally the second strong. I brought this up before, Peter. I'm gonna say it again. Being the strongest or second strongest out of a group of people that aren't even that impressive means absolutely nothing. Female characters. Being the second strongest or the strongest kunoichi out of an entire conglomerate of terrible weak-ass characters does not mean anything. Who's her competition? Who is actually her competition in that case? Temari? Ew. Hinata? She's not a combatant. Hinata is weak as fuck. She doesn't compare to Kaguya, clearly. She can't do half the shit Kaguya can do. Tsunade? Okay, she's better than Tsunade. Fantastic. Mei is not a hallmark when she's the weakest of the Kage. You want to say she's Kage level? That's fine. You can say she's Kage level. She's not. Being the strongest out of a weak-ass group of people does not mean that you are by any definitions impressive. Things Sakura is doubting for her own ability. She's told to do her best. Her character development. She also saved Sasuke in the dimension. She loves Sasuke. I don't blame her. None of that makes up for it. She saved Sasuke in the man. Whoop-de-doo. Her character's still dog shit. Wow. She performed a feat. Correction. She did a thing that helped them win. Fantastic. That does not make up for her dog shit character. She loved Sasuke. Terrible ass choice. Terrible ass choice. She was justified for still forgiving Sasuke. You can forgive someone. I've said this before. You can forgive someone and you can still choose to not want anything to do with that person. I do that shit myself and I'm a very forgiving person. Guess what? That does not mean I have to want anything to do with them. Forgiveness is letting go of the things that this person holds over you. It does not mean you still marry them. That was a terrible choice on her end. Absolutely dog shit choice that also affected her daughter and ended up making them homeless. She makes terrible decisions. You can think she's a good character. Terrible ass actions from terrible ass writing from Kishimoto, terrible choices from her end, just terrible execution all around. Terrible execution all around. Nothing she has done even remotely makes up for the fact that she has made some of the worst, most illogical, most irrational decisions that you could ever make. That's all I'm gonna say. Kishimoto writes male characters 10,000 times better than women characters. This is true, and like I said before, he even wrote Temari pretty well, if I'm gonna be honest. He even wrote Temari pretty damn well, if I'm gonna be honest. Orihime, I would say Orihime is a much better written character than Sakura. Orihime may feel too ideal to, in some cases, Orihime may feel like a bit too, like, damsel in distressy. She's not that interesting, all things considered, but she's a much better written character because her entire arc was not assassinated by falling in love and marrying. She could have forgiven Sasuke. That would have been fantastic for her whole spiel. She should not have married him. That was a terrible ass decision. She should not have told Naruto she loves him. That was a terrible ass and selfish ass decision. But emotionally manipulating Naruto. Nothing she's ever done has ever made up for her. If you think she's better written than Orihime, you really need to read Bleach, because I'm reading through Bleach right now. Orihime's far better written. Orihime, as a matter of fact, of anything, she might feel... The thing about Orihime is that she feels like she trails along too much in Ichigo's coat trail, but if you're looking at it from the perspective of a human teenager, even I'm gonna say it, Orihime, it kind of makes sense as to why Orihime likes Ichigo. With her liking Sasuke, it makes no sense. Again, you can have an entire arc or an entire narrative where she goes from loving Sasuke, from from loving him not as a man, but as a person, from saying, you are someone who has been hurt, I will still stand by you, but I will not marry you because you've tried to kill me multiple times. That would have been a more realistic and fair approach for Sakura than choosing to marry Sasuke at the end of it all. Marry him is fine. Choosing to marry him was where it was all thrown down the fucking drain. Remember when Masashi Kishimoto said that his whole chest that Sakura would be a bad person for getting over Sasuke and moving on with her life? You gotta show me where the fuck he said this. You gotta show me where the fuck he said this. You have to show me. Because if that's true, I'm sorry, Kishimoto might be a worse fucking writer than Kubo. Kishimoto might actually be a worse fucking writer than Kubo for that. She did not cry for 400 chapters. You are objectively incorrect on this. You are objectively incorrect on this. I have read everything up until currently 420, 30 something of Bleach. That is objectively incorrect. Ichigo treats Orihime right, at least. They always have mutual respect. At the very least, he treats her like a fucking friend. Sasuke treated her like absolute garbage, and she fucking made them herself and her daughter homeless. What a toxic ass. It's one of those families where like they just don't talk about shit from the past and they just move on with their lives without ever actually touching upon the points where it's like, yo, you know you did this to me, right? And if you say like, well, some of it was in the novels, I'm not reading the novels either way. I'll take your word for it. I'm not reading the novels. I'm not gonna read that shit. I do not have the patience to read through those stories, and I'm not gonna use anything from in there anyway. The paw cannon is fly 3 days. The planet is so system sized. Aroha. Okay, anyway. Guys, I think I'm gonna leave the stream there.